Hi, I'm Richard Randall, and welcome to The Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. This is the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with Colorado Springs Real Estate Authority, Barb Schlinker. Barb Schlinker is a retired Navy veteran. Barb is an author. Barb Schlinker is a pilot, and Barb and her team enjoy all that Colorado Springs has to offer. Barb, always great talking with you. Now, we air the Real Estate Voice show every Saturday, and if you can't listen to the entire show, it is available on YouTube. Just search Barb Schlinker, Schlinker. It's also on most of the popular podcast platforms like iHeart Radio, etc. Barb, this is still a red hot real estate market. My listeners tell me they love your show because they learn so much about buying and selling homes. It gives them information to help them succeed with their real estate investment. What are we covering today?
Well, I'm excited about today's show. I've got a couple of very interesting topics. The first one is about why you should buy real estate. It's a way to combat inflation. So your home is your castle against inflation. That's the first topic. And then the second one is about how to become, as a buyer, an instant cash buyer without having very much cash. And then the third topic, we're going to talk about how, as a home seller, you can receive multiple cash offers on your home in less than 24 hours. And the very last topic is how to sell your home for more money in less time. And of course, we love featuring our hot new listings. Richard?
You've got it. Barb, you've mentioned that many people are concerned that we may be facing a real estate market correction. They are already seeing stock market corrections. People are concerned that since the Fed raised interest rates, the buyer demand for homes will decline. Is that still the case?
Well, we're seeing just a slight bit of softening as compared to a year ago, but we still have a supply and demand issue. What's going on right now is that we have, after the meltdown of 2008, after that crisis, a lot of the builders stopped building at the same volume that they were before, but the population continued to grow. So they really they still have not caught up. So we're having, even though the interest rates have gone up to more like they were back then, it hasn't quite slowed down the demand for properties. And a lot of people, of course, are worried about another housing bubble happening. But I think what was different back then is they were actually giving out those, what I call teaser loans, basically, where you could qualify on an interest rate of 1%. And they would tell people, don't worry, it's okay. The market values are going to go up, or they'll rise. And in 2 years, you could just refinance and it'll all be good. Well, that didn't happen. The market values went down. And in 2 years, they went back to the normal rate. It adjusted to the normal rate, and people's house payments more than doubled overnight. So the average person cannot handle a doubling of house payments. And many of those people just were not qualified for those loans. It was so easy to get loans. You didn't even have to hardly have a pulse. You certainly didn't have to verify income. And that's all changed since 2011. So now people have to prove. The lenders are on basically committed that if they cannot prove that the borrower qualified for the mortgage that they were applying for and received, they could face jail time. Wow. So it's a big deal. And so now we have people that are buying homes that can afford the homes, and we have a growing buyer population. The millennials and the Gen X behind them, they're starting to come into their late 30s. They have jobs, they have savings, and they can buy homes. So we have a larger population buying homes and low building. So it's basically just supply and demand. I checked this morning, there are about 841 available single-family homes in the Pikes Peak region, which covers mostly El Paso, Teller, and Elbert County. That's actually a 9.3% increase of available homes compared to 1 year ago. But 1 year ago, everybody was still freaked out about COVID. Some people weren't putting their homes on the market, et cetera. So we do have more inventory now, but pending sales are up by 14%. So if you do the math, you have 9% more homes, 14% more sales. We still have a low supply, high demand issue. And that's probably going to continue. Now, interest rates rising, it is going to harm some of the first-time home buyers. You know, they're going to reach a point where the payment is unaffordable. We're going to have that problem. And right now, I think a 30-year fixed interest rate for conventional is in the mid fives. The government loans, VA and FHA are typically about 0.5% less than that. So they're in the upper fours. But when you look back over time, the average interest rates going back 30 years was probably closer to 7-8%. So homes are actually more affordable when it applies to payments. So we still have a low supply issue, and it's all about supply and demand. Plus, the people selling their homes right now definitely have a lot of equity. Another factor that needs to be considered, of course, is if I'm a home buyer, would it be less expensive for me to rent instead of buying? Well, maybe not. If you want a comparable house, like a single family home right now, that's maybe 2,500 to 3,500 square feet, you're going to pay anywhere from 2,500 to 3,100 a month to rent that home. Yet you can purchase a home in a similar price point and have a payment that's very comparable, just under 2,800. So why not buy, let the home values go up? That's absolutely your hedge against inflation. I do not see the market values going down. I think the rate of appreciation might not be as robust as it has been in the past couple of years, but the market values are still going up. So if you're thinking of moving and you'd like to know how to get the most amount of money when you sell your home, you can either go to our website and contact us at barbhasthebuyers.com. I am Barb Schlinker. Or you can call us at 719-301-3900. Richard?
You're listening to The Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. You can always get in touch with her by dialing 719-301-3900 or going to barbhasthebuyers.com. She is the only person that I would recommend, whether you're buying or selling, especially in this market. Barb, the market keeps changing, but you're on top of it month after month after month. You've been doing this for years. Give us more about this information in terms of the market right now and what you foresee coming up.
Well, I think the low supply of homes is going to continue. We still have a supply issue for building materials. Even computers, I just bought a computer for one of my staff members, and I looked up the tracking thing, and it's like, there's no estimated arrival date. It's just somewhere between here and China. So I think that's going on a lot. So we have supply chain issues going on. We have builders that can't build the homes fast enough. We have builders that really stopped building in between the meltdown and now. And what they ended up swapping that out for is, okay, you can go under construction to start your home, but it'd be anywhere from 9 months to a year to finish. So a lot of buyers are like, oh, I don't want to wait a year. The rates could go up. So interest rates may have a small impact, but I'm not seeing it right now. We list and sell homes all the time. And if you'd like to talk to us about how you can get the most money when you sell your home, right now, my market average over asking price is over $39,000. As of the early May, the average home price in the Pikes Peak region is now $561,907. And we've been able to command for our home sellers 7% more than asking price, which is 5% more than the average agent is getting. What that means to you is if you pick our team to sell your home, we're going to put an extra $28,000 in your pocket. So it really matters who you choose. We definitely have more people moving to Colorado. And one of the things, probably the most common question that we get from home sellers is, hey, how do I prepare? How do I prepare? And preparing is absolutely important because we know that buyers eliminate homes based on the online pictures. So if you're going to go on the market retail, you really want to be completely prepared to show your home. Buyers are picky about the weirdest things. Like yesterday, Richard, I got feedback that somebody had an issue with the drainage ditch next to the sidewalk by the house. Isn't that weird?
Yes. I mean, and that's not something that is your responsibility or the responsibility of the homeowner, is it?
No, not at all. And it was a regular, subdivision type neighborhood. I just didn't understand that feedback. And the current seller has little kids. So it's just weird. I think people just find reasons not to buy. But,
Or maybe to think that it's going to knock the price down a little bit if they complain about this or that.
yeah, sometimes they criticize the house in order to hope they get a discount. And that doesn't always work. And just so you know, there are investors buying in this market. If investors are buying buy and hold rental real estate, I'm not talking about lowball offers. Many times those investors are actually making offers way above all the retail buyers just to get their hands on a buy and hold rental piece of property. I just sold one up in Briargate. We had 3 or 4 offers, and the investor was the highest offer by at least $35,000.
Whoa.
So it's really interesting what's going on in this market. It's a great time to buy if you can manage it. And that's what we help both home sellers and buyers do. For home sellers, we will help you figure out what to do, what not to do to get your house ready for sale, give you a good idea on how much your home will sell for, give you some great advice on how to price to get top dollar, and how much you'll put in your pocket when it sells. So if you're thinking of making a move, give us a call at 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
And you have the buyers, Barb. You're listening to The Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And if you are thinking of making a move, call Barb at 719-301-3900. You can also just go to Google and put in Barb Schlinker, Schlinker. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll be discussing how to become an instant cash buyer without that much cash.